All right, welcome back to the Pin High Podcast presented by Golficity. This week we're going to talk about Collin Morikawa's absolute meltdown over at the Hero World Challenge. We're going to talk about Tiger and his appearances over in the Bahamas this weekend, and we're going to preview the last tournament of 2021, the QBE Shootout, with some winner picks. So let's get into it.
This is Jordan Spieth here, and
this is the Pin High Podcast.
Victor Hovland, surprisingly, came out of nowhere, again, outside of the U.S. to win this tournament. So, Puerto Rico curse, still alive.
Yeah, can't believe we weren't on this. Not gonna lie.
We were, though.
We were, but we weren't.
No, we weren't.
Because I didn't even put together that this was an outside the U.S. event, even though it's in the Bahamas. But makes sense, right? Victor Hovland playing outside of the U.S. Usually gets a win. So didn't really put that together at all.
And we didn't realize he's won back-to-back starts now.
Yeah,
you won Morikawa and you won here. Granted, they're both very limited field events. This one extremely limited, but still back-to-back starts, both outside the U.S. Someone on Twitter called him the resort golf king. Just give him a bunch, give him really wide driving holes and golf carts that take 30 minutes between holes, and you're good to go. And Victor Hovland to win.
Yeah, you get Victor Hovland at resort golf course. He's probably gonna go out and win.
Yeah, maybe the century.
Maybe
that century might be the move. But I think
Collin Morikawa.
Well, what Morikawa was up by 5 going to the final round.
Up by 5 on the last day, and I thought honestly he was going to cruise to a win, and we're going to have the skins come down to the QBE Shootout, which honestly would have sucked.
I know,
but
I was so happy because I'm like, all right, answer is kind of iffy, and then I was looking, I'm like, all right, he's got these, and there's no chance he loses, absolutely no chance. He's the most steady, solid golfer you can possibly think of in a situation like that, and that was we were all texting about it. We were all completely shocked. Everyone was kind of falling apart. It wasn't just Morikawa, but Morikawa had the what was it on? What hole was it when he first hit it out of bounds, hooked it out of bounds?
Fourth hole. Yeah, I think it was the fourth hole.
And then the mud ball on
on
six,
the 6,
I think.
Yeah, so on the fourth hole,
that was
fourth
crazy.
hole he just hits it out of bounds, and I was like, oh, wow, that sucks. Well, I wasn't even watching because I was flipping back and forth between football. So I flipped back and Morikawa hit another shot, and it was 1 foot, and I was like, oh, that's a sick shot. He's putting for birdie, and you guys are all texting, and I'm like, you guys are I'm like, what happened? Is he not putting for birdie right now? You guys no, he hooked one out of bounds. I was like, wait, what? Collin Morikawa doesn't do that.
You never ever hear that. You rarely hear that from an iron shot in the PGA Tour in general, let alone Morikawa, of all people.
Yeah, and then he's putting for bogey, and he doesn't even make the putt for bogey. Ends up with a double.
I didn't even see him miss that.
Yeah, he just he didn't have anything, and obviously the first couple of holes he was striking the ball okay, but his putter was letting him down big time, which is that's what we've seen from Morikawa over the the times that he doesn't win, his putter kind of lets him down. He's not a very good putter, even though it is getting a little bit better, I think, as the years go on. But yeah, I mean, he just didn't have anything going at all, which is we've never seen that from Collin Morikawa.
He had to shoot 1 under par yesterday to win that golf tournament. With that course, I mean, not that it's an incredibly easy course, it did have parts where people got eaten up, but to go 18 under the first 3 days and you can't go 1 under in your 4th round, it's something we're not used to seeing out of an absolute robot of a ball striker.
Yeah, no, ends up 41, 35.
It's an easy course too. People are going every player in the field seemed like they were shooting 66 or lower one day at least, and all he had to do is shoot 71 under par, and he wins the tournament. Granted, it's a different situation when Hovland is making eagles and everything like that. There's more pressure in that situations, but still, you shoot even par in your playoff 1 under, and you win the tournament. He shoots 76. It's mind-boggling, honestly.
Yeah, and just the way the course was set up, a lot of opportunities. There's 5 par 5s. There's I think 2 drivable par 4s. it felt like every time they cut over, it's like now he's putting for eagle, now he's putting for eagle, now he's putting for eagle. Kind of like going back to Victor Hovland. He made 2 eagles in a row in the final round. Like obviously one of them was a bomb, and he like on what was it, 16 or 16.
And he hold him from the bunker as well.
On 14, he chipped in from the bunker, so I think it must have been 15.
Yeah, so like it's just like I don't know, like it just felt like everybody was putting for eagle on a lot of the holes, and like Hovland had eagled one of the holes 3 times during the week. Like that's crazy. So
that's wild.
I mean, yeah, it's weird to see Collin play like that.
It wasn't even like Morikawa was making like just bogey after bogey. He was making like doubles. Like it wasn't just, it was just straight doubles.
Like par, double, par, double, like par, bogey. Yeah. Like it's just like no birdies.
Maybe one birdie. I think like one, I saw him make one birdie, I think. And then just, it was unexplainable.
Yeah. I think he had 2 birdies, both on par 5s. So, yeah, like we just don't see that from Collin. I'm sure he'll be fine. And like, if you're gonna do it in an event, if you're gonna blow a lead like this is the event to do it. It's a 20-man field. It's a real tournament, but it's really not a real tournament. It kind of feels like a charity event.
According to Jordan Spieth, it's a charity event.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, if you want to go to that, Spieth and Stenson both in their final round, they teed off from the wrong tee box. I guess they like flipped around a couple of the tee boxes where like 14 like. I guess went to 17 or something like that, like the tee box. And like since they were the first pairing out there, they were like in 20th and 19th. They went out there and they teed off from their own tee box.
Yeah,
it's like, and
I saw a video of this though. And it's like it's funny in its own right to tee off in the wrong tee box in a PGA Tour event, and 2, like they told the players before the round. Like it's very clear, like all right, like this tee box, we're moving this tee box. I told them obviously what you would do at a normal golf tournament, and then, but use the video of them walking off the tee. It's so very clear. There's a huge sign right next to them that says 17, and they walk past the one that says 9. It's so clear, and they just completely, I guess, not even disregarded, just didn't even realize.
I think that like there was 4 people, like 2 caddies and 2 players, and they all. Like had one of them had to see that, right? And none of them, they just like didn't care. Yeah. And like Spieth like had the quote. He was like, "Well, like I thought this was like a charity event anyway. Like I'm surprised they even like made us re-tee at the other tee box." Like,
and how does that? How's someone else just not even tell them? Like how is someone else like on like a fan or like the standard bearer walking with them? How do they not say, like, how do they not see the 17 and be like, all right, well you're on the, like, guys, you're on the wrong tee box. Like how does no one say that?
I don't know. It's not like they were in like 20th and 19th, and if you look at the way the purse was in this event, the purse was so weird in this event. Like obviously Victor Hovland, you win like $1 million if you win, and then it goes down to like 350,000, and then like whatever, and then like once you get down to like 4 or 5, it's like 115,000 or like something like that. And like it, progressively gets lower. And if you finish in last place, you get 100,000. So like there's like 15,000 between like 4th place and 20th. So like it's just a weird like purse in terms.
I mean, they 100% just checked out in terms of, all right, well, me and you both, like Henrik and I are both gonna make 100 and 110,000. Like let's just
right.
call it a day and just go out and have fun on golf, maybe wager a little bit.
No, I mean, we didn't. There was a lot of other stuff going on during this tournament. I mean, obviously, Collin was out there playing like 15 handicap where he duffed a chip into a bunker. I don't know if you guys saw that one.
I saw that one, yeah.
There was Sam Burns who was he was on the side of a mound. He like decided like, the short side flag. He decided like, oh, I'll just like hybrid it up there, kind of like putt it up the hill. Does it once, comes back down, rolls back to his feet. You would think he would pull out a wedge at that point. No, he does it again, and it rolls back down to his feet. I think he did it a 3rd time, and it rolled back down to his feet. And then he just like pulled the wedge out, and even the wedge was just like right at the top of the.
Oh, he got so lucky.
It almost came down again. Yeah. So, and he was like in 1st place at the time when he did this, or like near the top of the lead. That was kind of bizarre as well. Like, what happened to the short game?
I've never seen anything like that on, like that. That's something you would see at hole 7 at Silver Spring, like a 15 handicapper try to hit a wedge up 15 times and it rolls back all the way back down, and
Yeah,
then finally
so
the guy picks up.
so
And
my
that's
friend
what
and
it
I,
felt like.
so we played at Granite Links earlier this year, and the 18th hole kind of has something like that. And my friend was having a rough day, like in general, at Granite Links, and we get on 18. We're playing with like a random guy and my dad, and the random guy we were playing with was like he hit it up and down a mound like 4 times, and the guy was like, "No, you're going to finish this hole." And like on the 5th or 6th attempt on the 18th hole, he holed out after the ball had rolled down to his feet like 4 times.
Oh my gosh.
The rando did?
No, my friend. But the rando was like, "You're
Uh,
not picking up on this hole. Like you're gonna finish this hole," because it was like the
that's
18th hole, and like he holed out on the 4th one.
That is awesome. That is like one of the most
Still
improbable.
finished. Burns still finished -3 in the day, 15 under for the tournament. Like if he didn't have that hole, he probably would have
At
won
least
or
gone to a playoff
been right
for
there.
one, right?
Yeah, at least
He
been right there.
realistically should have birdied that hole. And if he
Oh,
birdies that hole, he
100%.
And whatever, Victor
Yeah,
Hovland made a mess of the last hole too, because he got like kind of close, and then like, he's like, you only need bogey here to win, but like, he didn't really chip it that close. Like he had a pretty bad chip like on the 18th hole, and like you're almost to the point where like he might like not make bogey on this hole. Like,
His chipping.
and whatever, Patrick
his
Reed
chipping
was
is
like
not good.
lingering on the green. I don't know what he was doing, but he was like, he was having a tough time on the 18th too, and like Hovland was in the group behind him, and Reed was like finishing out like while Hovland was like getting ready to chip. So that was a little bizarre.
Wait. No. Reed and Hovland were in the same group. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but like Reed,
'Cause they were-
Reed was having such a tough time, and he was like measuring
Yeah.
out these like short putts, even though like like Hovland's coming in to win here, and like he just made Hovland wait like so long because he like had he was like in a bunker, and he like didn't want to hit from the spot that he was in. Like he thought he could get relief, and then like he was like, "Wait, no, I can't hit from this position." Like it's just such a Patrick Reed thing to do. He made Victor Hovland wait so long. He almost like didn't make bogey.
There's a video, or not a video, a picture. I think Kyle Porter posted it on Twitter, and it was Patrick Reed like trying to take relief from. I think it was, I don't know what it was that he was trying to take relief from, and Hovland's just like he's just like trying to peer over to make like it look like almost like portrayed as almost like, all right, are you cheating? Are you moving some sand? Like what are you doing over there? Which I thought was really funny. And the sand, like Hovland's chipping is just not good. Like he had one chip, I think on
better.
It was a par 3. It's gotten better, but like you said, the chip on 18 wasn't great. He had chip on the par 3, that like he was like kind of short side, and he went like 30 feet past or 20 feet past. Like it just wasn't, obviously made one out of the bunker.
Yeah, and he won the tournament.
It didn't seem. Yeah, he won the tournament. Like it didn't matter in the end, but it just, that seems like that's like the one, that and putting are the few areas that aren't the strongest.
Yeah, I would like this tournament didn't have any like stats attached to it. Like you usually get like rankings. I'm wondering where he would have been like strokes gained around the green or like scrambling or something like that, because like like it probably was in the middle to the bottom of the field, and he won. So
I mean, on 14 when he chipped in from the bunker, if that ball doesn't hit the hole, it's going off the green and down into that thing where Sam Burns fell apart. So tournament could have been a little different.
I mean, yeah, they have scrambling percentage here, but that's like really all they have, like eagles, birdies, scrambling. He in a 20-man field, he was 11th in scrambling, and he won the tournament. So
I mean, the fact that he's 11th, I guess he was. Yeah,
this 20-man field, there's only 9 guys behind him.
The guy who's
he made
usually like number 1 or 2 in scrambling percentage.
That's okay. That's fair. I also think that, I mean, the 2 eagles, like you're right, Pat. If that ball doesn't hit the hole or the flag on 14, that ball's going over the green. That changes everything. He makes another eagle in the round. That changes everything. Like those eagles basically were the reason. Those eagles and the fact that Morikawa completely collapsed. Burns didn't play great. That. Like, and Koepka was ahead of Hovland too, and he finished over par. He shot like 74. Like they're the 2 guys in the final group shot combined 6 over in the final round. Of course, they had been ripping up all week,
Yeah, I mean, and it's not like the wind or anything changed. Like even Bryson shot a
No.
74 on the last day. Like the last 2 days, he shot 73, 74 after going 69, 64. So, like, I don't know. It just was a weird, bizarre tournament, and it was fun to watch. I think it's kind of fun to watch him struggle a little bit. And like because I had no expectations for this tournament, like whatsoever. Like the golf course usually seems a little bit boring, but like for some reason this week it seemed a lot more interesting and.
Yeah, this was really weird.
Just a weird week of golf.
Bryson finished T14 after being the 36-hole leader.
Yep.
Yeah.
He had 20-man field.
Yeah, the Bermuda grass was messing people up too with their chipping. Like that was why like people were like duffing it occasionally.
Yeah, and the on 14 when Burns kind of kept like hanging up the hill, he scolded one over the green right before that. It was a weird, and obviously Morikawa's chip.
And just Morikawa's two bad shots too, like way out of bounds. Yeah. I don't know. It was such a weird, bizarre tournament, but I mean, I guess we're past it now.
Yeah, and then we just don't have a good tournament until the Century, and like 4 weeks from now.
I mean, yeah. So
by the way, the purse. I don't know if you mentioned the exact purses, Jeek, but if once you get the 10th place, it just goes down by $1,000 to
exactly.
Down to goes from $110,000 to $100,000, down by $1,000 each place.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter. So basically, if you finish in 20th or 10th.
Yeah. Like, so for these guys, if you're 10th or 20th, you're like, all right, well, I don't care.
Okay.
Really.
Charity tournament.
There's nothing. Charity tournament, according to Jordan Spieth.
Yeah, I mean, one other thing I want to mention, I mean, part of like what made it feel like a charity tournament, I guess, Tony Finau, he had a billionaire carrying his bag this week. The owner of the Utah Jazz, Ryan Smith, was his caddy this week. Like he just pulled him on and he's like, you're going to caddy for me.
Mentioning the Jazz, I was so confused because I kind of like barely heard that when I was like watching, but also like doing something else. They're like big Jazz fan, diehard Jazz fan, like Tony Finau, and then I was like, it's weird they just like say that. But
yeah, okay. I don't know exactly the full
they're in the Bahamas. That's kind of like cool, like an event like this though. Like I don't know. Imagine if like Jordan Spieth brought out Smiley Kaufman to caddy for him at this tournament or something weird like that. Like that's something we'd want to see, especially in a charity event like this.
So Tony Finau's caddy is expecting a child. His wife's expecting a child. So Tony Finau didn't have a caddy this week, and instead of calling like a veteran caddy, he was just called this guy because I guess they're friends. And he's like, "You want a caddy for me?" And he's like, "Yes."
The Bahamas.
And they just like had a billionaire caddying for him.
It's pretty good. It's a pretty good side gig if you ask me. Finished T7.
Yeah.
Made quick $100,000.
I mean, my guess is he's not taking the $100,000 or whatever, but he doesn't need that.
Nothing.
He's a billionaire.
No. No.
Yeah.
That's fine though. Another thing we can talk about with this is Tiger.
Yeah.
Just chilling on the range all week. Maybe that's people were saying maybe that's why everyone was he was wearing his Sunday red on the range. Maybe that's why everyone was kind of collapsing at the tournament. But
yeah, not only was he on the range, he was like pumping drivers out there on the range. Like I thought, like we were in the stage where Tiger's only able to hit like an 8-iron. He's hitting drivers.
He's definitely that whole press conference where he's like oh, I'm not gonna be able to play. He's definitely just gonna like overwork himself and try to play his.
Well, I think he's setting the expectations kind of low. I think he's like setting the expectations low, and like so when he does come back, there's not like a lot of expectation, and he comes back and he is better than like you think he would be. I don't know. It's just he's out there on the range, like hitting next to pros, like saying like I don't know when I'm gonna come back. It's a long process, but like he's also like hinting at maybe appearing in the PNC Championship again, which is not a long way away. I don't think December. It's in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like he's hinting at like maybe playing in that. Like I don't know. Like
I think
you might see him like because he's saying how like I don't know what like the exact terminology was, but he's like I could like play in like a little chip and putt type of like tournament, and like in terms of like PGA Tour pros, like the PNC Championship is literally like a chip and putt if it's not a long course at all.
Yeah.
Like,
and he's not gonna be playing that event for himself. Like he's not even
Yeah.
gonna be playing to win. Like he's gonna be playing. Actually, if he enters the tournament, he'll be playing to win. I take that back.
But it's like his son gets to tee up from like way like in front. Like they don't even have to take his drives if he can't hit the ball that far, which I'm sure he can hit the ball fine. But like
have to drive the ball that much.
Yeah,
he doesn't. Like I think he said in the broadcast yesterday, he said like they used Charlie's drive on like 16 of 18 holes last year or something like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't
like
be surprised.
This is for Charlie.
Yeah,
and there are guys like and there are guys in the tournament who like they're so much older than Tiger, and like not to discredit them, I'm sure they're still really good golfers. Positive they are, but like Tiger and Charlie just like go out and have fun like that, and all of us can see like it's like that's a win-win. That's a win for everyone in my book.
Yeah,
just see him play in a car, like doesn't have to worry about walking. Not like I think it's like a 3-day or 2-day tournament. Yeah. Like it's just going out and having fun with his son.
I mean, you don't think this whole like him like going out to the media at this time of the year is like strategic? Like it has to be strategic. Like he's gearing up for the PNC Championship. They don't just want him to like show up at that event and be like, "Oh yeah, Tiger's back." You know, he decided to come back into the public during this week because I think he might be gearing up for that. But we'll see.
I think the fact that he was on the range too that means something. Especially, I think it's so funny that he was wearing his Sunday red when he was out there. Yeah. I guess it is his charm and he's presenting the trophy, but it's like he's wearing the red shirt, the black pants, the black hat. Like that's peak Tiger. That's peak Tiger Woods, and that's so funny to see. When he's just warming up on paintballs in the range.
Yeah. And then another thing I saw, ESPN Plus and PGA Tour Live teaming up in 2022, so you can get that NBC Sports Gold subscription or the Amazon Prime subscription, throw it out the window.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a big win for everything I saw. Was just a big win for fans, at least, because ESPN Plus costs less. You still get all the games on there, and you get it's a lot more coverage at PGA Tour. Yeah, more than 3,200 hours of streaming will be added, which is crazy amount.
Because golf coverage is really bad.
Yeah, I hate that it starts
terrible.
At like 3 o'clock sometimes when like they've been playing like all morning and they're just like, oh, 3 o'clock, we're gonna throw it on. It's nice to have like some morning coverage.
Yeah, let's show the final hole of the senior aid senior championship when the first round of when the final round of this tournament's going on, and we're only gonna show this tournament for an hour and a half when it comes on. Like that's like it's or we're only gonna show them when they come on the back nine, and then we're gonna show them for an hour and a half. Like that's golf coverage needs to improve, and this is a good step in the right direction, in my opinion.
You hear about the marquee group? So they have like their featured groups, but then they're adding a marquee group, which is like, I don't know, their main featured group, and they're showing every single shot of every player.
Oh wow!
That's how many groups is it?
No, just one marquee.
One
group.
marquee
just
group.
One marquee group. Still, like they're going to promote the Rory.
And they also have their featured groups on top of that.
Yeah, and they have specific holes they're going to show too. I see, and it starts with a Century, so we'll be able to watch a lot more. I feel like the Century is like weird to like it's prime time, but we also, again, I feel like it's one of those tournaments where we don't get to see a lot of it just because they'll tee off.
No, they usually do a good job at the Century, don't they? Because they just like there's nothing competing with it because it's just prime time golf on the Golf Channel.
Yeah, I think in the years past though, like there'll be the whole early, I guess, wave of tee times that they have, like the earlier tee times, they'll be on 18 green when like they come on air, and it'll be someone like going crazy, and then we just watch they come on air because Rory's teeing off right now, or they just teed off a couple holes ago. Like we'll be able to watch all of that, which is I think pretty awesome, especially when we'll be desperate for golf and good golf after these next couple weeks.
Yes, these next couple of weeks are going to be brutal. We can talk a little bit more about that at the end of the episode. Anything else we want to talk about?
Last week we forgot to mention Lee Elder passed away, so rest in
Right.
peace.
Oh yeah.
He kind
R.I.P.
of led the whole. He's like the Jackie Robinson of golf, so that was kind of a big loss for
He
the
was
golf.
there. He was there when 18 green when Tiger won his first Masters, which is really cool. Hit the first tee shot last year too, which at there or didn't hit the tee shot. I think he was there.
He represented, yes.
Yeah, very very
Yeah,
cool.
first
Very
sad.
first African American to
Passed
play in
away.
the Masters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yep. You talked about that first tee shot. It's always good to see also Gary Player just like ripping it at like age like 80.
Yeah, I think
he might
maybe
be
older
the
than
most
that.
fit guy in the world at his age. Like it's crazy
Yeah.
how fit he is. And every time it's like all right, like Jack gets up there and like Arnie in the past, but he gets up there and he's probably still like a 5 handicap or something like that.
Yeah, he's 86 years old.
Oh my gosh.
And he just gets up there and rips it every time.
But yeah, R.I.P. Lee Elder. And on that note, let's get into skins. But first, a little word about Roback.
You probably noticed us wearing some new Roback merch over the past few episodes, whether it was the hat both me and Jake are wearing right now. Trevor has one as well. A pullover or a collared shirt. We're partnering with Roback, and we couldn't be more excited. So head to the link in our bio, add the Roback merch you want, and you'll get 15% off just by using the link. So enjoy and crave activity.
All right, skins course preview. The Tiburon Golf Club. It's a weird kind of team event. It's not the greatest way to end out 2021, but
12 teams, right?
Yeah, 12
Yeah,
teams
12
of
teams.
2. It's actually not
Why?
an official PGA Tour event. It's like a money event. Or an unofficial money event. It's like kind of an off-season event. Yeah, I mean, was it 3-day? I think it's a 3-day tournament. It's a 54-hole stroke play. Yeah, between the teams. First round you have a scramble. Second round you have a modified alternate shot. And then the final round, which is the third round, you just have a 4-ball. So you usually get some, like, it's like usually like minus 37 or something, minus 30, minus 32, like between the two scores. But this is a big tournament for like Harris English and Matt Kuchar. I think they've won it like 3 times. They won last year. They kind of own this event.
I mean,
Honestly,
it seems this is
plus
if last week was a charity event. If last week was a charity event, this is 100% charity event
I mean,
steroids. because
unofficial
Matt Kuchar has
event.
Matt Kuchar has his son caddying for him last year. It doesn't garner any interest from us apparently.
No.
Or it doesn't.
Yeah, like usually we have like
Or
a lot of
anyone.
notes here in the course preview with like what kind of stats to look at and all that stuff. This is a little more random. I feel like so just looking
It's
at
12
previous
teams.
winners, Matt Kuchar and Harris English. Obviously, I mentioned they won 3 times. 2019, Kevin Twain, Rory Sabatini, Patton Kazire, Brian Harmon, Sean O'Hare, and Steve Stricker. Jason Duffner's won this tournament with Brent Snedeker. I mean, it's just like there's a lot of random people that win this, I feel like. And like the field's not really that strong either. I mean, I think the only player inside the top 10 is Sam Burns. Even inside the top 10, he's probably not. Inside the top 20, Sam Burns.
He probably is, yeah.
Sam Burns,
Harris
Harris
English,
English,
I'm sure.
and that's kind of it.
Yeah.
So
Zalatoris
Yeah, it was
is
like-
probably creeping up eventually, but
He might be
yeah, I mean,
it's just it's just a weird like just combine this with the father son and do something like that. Like just make the father son bigger if you're gonna do this. That's my proposal.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, what is there another? What's the other team play event? The
Zurich.
That's a little bit better
Zurich,
than this,
yeah.
but
Still
I feel like
terrible.
I feel like we don't need 2 team events, but I guess there's nothing on the schedule this week, so like, and they don't want to put like an actual PGA Tour like official money event this week, so this is what it is.
or better keep all the guys in the Bahamas and just make a match play bracket out of them. Just make it like I can see that the PGA Tour or whoever sanctions this is trying to make it like, oh, it's a fun little event, but like make it turn it into like something people actually want to watch and like a spectacle, like a like turn into another match play event. There's no reason you like can't. People would watch that. There's no college football anymore until for another couple of weeks. Just make it like as TV friendly as possible. Like you have, I guess you have the NFL, but like make it end on Saturday. Like who? I don't know.
There's definitely some things they could do with this week. Like that's better than what this is. Like even like if it's just like you mic up all the players and stuff, and like you have like like something similar to like what they do with the match, like, and they have like the commentators and
or even
stuff, something like that.
Like even leave the team aspect of this and make it match play instead of a huge stroke play thing. Like just like that'd be more entertaining in its own right. I'd actually maybe consider watching that. I don't know. It just seems like it's.
Again, now if they got a bigger draw for this, say like if JT and Jordan Spieth were teaming up this week, like against like, Brooks Koepka and somebody else, like Bryson, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Like that would be a little bit more interesting, but like you don't have the top names in golf playing in this event. They're probably all going to take off until, the Century Tournament of Champions. So like,
I think if you had a more appealing, like even if it was a match play thing, I think you could attract like a JT and Jordan to say like, all right, we're doing a team match play format. Just come out and like even just come out and entertain everyone for a couple days. And
yeah, it's not like these guys don't already live in Florida. Like most of them already live like in Naples or like around the area. So like it's not like they're commuting like far. I don't know. There could be some things they do with this, but this is what it is, and we're gonna still make some picks just cause.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And before we get into that, congratulations to Jeek. He won the skins competition.
Yeah, I mean, it was close, but
I probably could have finished with more than 5 skins, but I spent the last like 2 months like just making like random picks because I was mathematically eliminated. I don't think I won any of them.
I mean, honestly, I was sweating it for a little bit because I was gonna give you my skins if you got 2 winners in a row, and you got a winner, and then like the next
right.
Yeah, and then you almost got a back-to-back, but it didn't happen, so I kept all the skins. Ended up taking the 2-skin victory. We'll probably figure out something else next year. I think we had a different idea for skins next year, but
we do have a new idea. We'll debut that one.
2022
round.
Yeah. I guess I'll go first since I'm the champion. I have the honors. I'm gonna go with Jason Kokrak and Kevin Na. Yeah. They're plus 550. I kind of just like the way their games complement each other. Kevin Na, great putter. Jason Kokrak, pretty long, good iron player. I don't know. I feel it.
You go next, Trevor.
All right, I'll go with Kevin Kisner and Max Homa. Just the 2 guys I like most in the field. I'll say that. Plus 800. It's a 12-man field. It just. Yeah, like I don't know. Like there's no course fit. There's no strokes gained or data and anything like that. Just pick a 1 of 12. Pick a chance. Pick a guy.
I originally had Corey Connors and Graham McDowell at 10-1 because I was like, it's value, like whatever. And like Corey Connors is a good ball striker, Graham McDowell's a good putter. But I looked at Cooch and English, and they kind of, like Jeek was saying, they own the event. And sometimes you just have to pick the obvious when it's a 12-man field, and you go with Cooch and English at plus 600.
Yeah, the fact that they're not even the favorite.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, they're not even. Well, I think it's fair that Burns is the favorite because he's probably playing. He's probably the best golfer in the field by. I would even consider Burns like best golfer in the field by a pretty good margin at this point. The way he's playing, but it is a team event, so you never know.
Maybe Burns has like the yips with the chips after this week.
I don't think so because he's doing it with with a high.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, no more hybrids from him.
I will say this
is
one of those tournaments where like nothing's really stopping you from like placing a small bet on Thompson and Watson. Like they could equally win this event, like almost as much as like anyone else that's mentioned here. Like they're like 28-1, I think. Like there's value there. It's only 12-team field. Watson and Thompson.
They're 28.
Bubba Watson.
Oh, Bubba Watson.
I see them 3-1. And Michael Thompson, is that what it is?
Yeah, and like Michael Thompson's not a bad. Yeah, 33-1 on here.
I just assumed that was for whatever reason. I said it was like, why is Tom Watson playing this? Like I'm not picking them.
He's like 82.
That makes a lot more sense. That's Bubba Watson.
Why not pick them at 33?
I know exactly right.
I agree. Bubba just goes wild. Like he's, but this is definitely a tournament Bubba just does not care about though, and just will go,
I guess,
crazy with his like fade, there's cuts and hooks and everything like that.
When does he not?
I don't know. That's also true.
I don't know. I just feel like there's nothing really stopping me from saying like, oh, they might win this tournament, even though they're the last on the list.
It would not surprise me considering there's only 12 teams in the field.
Yeah. All right. So
God.
On that note, let's get in the clubhouse. Oh, we have our par 3 course.
Yeah, we're adding 2 more holes to this.
Yeah, 6 and 7.
Yeah, so let's recap here. 1 through 5. The first hole we're going 16 at TPC Scottsdale. Just rowdy opening hole. Then we'll go 7 at Pebble Beach, which is a short one, but still tricky, downhill, 109 yards. And then we're going to do the opposite of that and take 17 at the Ocean Course, which is 221 yards. So we got a short one, then a long one, and then another relatively easy one, probably the easiest one on the 9 holes that we're going to do. Number 8 at Royal Troon, the postage stamp. And then number 16 at Portrush, Calamity Corner, 226 yards. You know, we have like the European swing over there. So now we need 2 more.
And now to close out the last 4 holes, I mean, we're only doing 2 this week, but we're just going to, this one will be like pretty difficult, and then the last 3 is going to just be very difficult.
You want to do Sawgrass?
Yeah, so where do we want to put Sawgrass is a question.
I think we're gonna do whatever, pinch nerve later.
I say Sawgrass is 7.
Okay,
I'm okay with that. What about 6 then? Are we doing 12 at Augusta or something else?
Right now we still have the public golf course.
Oh, we do this public golf course. You're right. Sawgrass does match that mold too. Trying
to think of any island golf that like there's good par 3s.
Well, Sawgrass is an island green.
No. I meant like
island course.
Yeah.
I meant like in the Bahamas or wherever. Or anything in the Northeast? Anything at Bethpage?
We could just Hollow Bet that doesn't follow the public golf course theme.
Yeah, but do we want that? No, I don't know.
Maybe 17 at Bethpage.
That's kind of cool. Or what about 17 at? Do we do Kiwa?
Yeah, we did Kiwa.
Yeah, we did.
Is there a hole at Shinnecock that's a good one? I feel like that's a tough golf course, just like in general.
What was that? There was the one hole where they had to water the greens in between the groups, but I don't know.
I feel like the holes themselves weren't as like it wasn't like one hole was like more memorable than the other. Then the whole course was just like so hard at Shinnecock.
There was one hole where like people were making like 11s or something like that. I think like in the one in the Phil US Open where he lost, like people were 4-putting and like trying not to hit the green on that hole. I'm pretty sure. Like it was like they had to water the greens in between groups, and like the players would stand on the tee and wait for the people to water the greens and wouldn't play up if they didn't water the green.
Is Merrifield Village private?
I think it is.
All right, never mind. Also, Shinnecock's private too.
Shinnecock is private.
I said we go 17.
There is one at Shinnecock that's 250 yards.
Oh yeah, I do remember that hole.
I think, yeah.
That one's.
There's one at Wingfoot that was like 248 or
yeah, also not a public golf course.
No, I know. I was just saying.
I'm fine with Bethpage. I think that whole Bethpage is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, what
and it's just like the 6th hole. It's like not supposed to be like the most special hole on the course, It's still a fun one though.
to find. It looks really cool with all the fescue behind it and everything.
Yeah, I feel like we need a big we have 8 and 9 coming up next week. Obviously we have the pinch nerve. I think we need another like big hole, like just like a
A beast.
long par 3.
Yeah, and it's not technically supposed to be the hardest golf course ever, but we do want those difficult holes.
Yeah, we want the pinch nerve. Matches will be coming down the wire on the pinch nerve and whatever our last hole is.
Yeah, definitely. All right, on that note, there is no more PGA Tour golf to be played until January 7th, I believe. After this weekend, and like this weekend,
Is
I
that
would say
when Century is?
Yeah.
starts on the 6th of January.
Wow.
Yeah, because first weekend or whatever you want to call it, I guess. First Thursday in January is when it is.
Which whatever. Well, we have the PNC Championship coming up. If Tiger does happen to play in that, all of a sudden that's a big event. But like,
that's a big event. Yeah.
It's like big, but it's like.
Don't tell me you're not gonna tune in to see Tiger. Like,
I will tune in to watch Charlie Woods. I will watch. Charlie
I don't even think I did last year, to be honest. I like followed it on like Twitter, but like, I don't know.
Not a real.
There's
fan.
better things to do.
It's also right. I forget when exactly it is, but it's also like right in the like middle of the holidays, I think, or like right before.
It's the week before.
There's I remember there being football on, and I think last year I was like traveling from school back home, so maybe I wasn't. I remember watching a little bit of it though. I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see what
it's only like
the next couple weeks.
Too. I'm sure there's stuff that will pop up in this break for us like that.
Yeah.
Or,
maybe some new equipment.
New equipment, but we did see the TaylorMade.
Maybe allegedly.
I don't like it. I think it looks pretty.
I know. I think it looks ugly.
Look at the sim. Look at the sim. Looks so cool, in my opinion. So much cooler, in my opinion.
It looks ugly, but
technology 60 times though.
Yeah, no, it looks ugly, but they said you could add like 10 miles per hour in ball speed, which is just like outrageous.
Okay, maybe we'll have to get that.
That feels like it's not even conforming. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that feels like not legal.
Yeah, I know. When they said the twist face technology was 60 times the sim or something, I was like, I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, they must be really edging the line with this new club. We'll see what happens.
Imagine Bryson playing with like that. Like, oh my gosh.
It probably wouldn't work for him. He needs like a very like specific golf club.
Yeah, but like they'll also, I'm sure, like DJ will probably be driving greens at Century. Like they'll just be.
That's like, when they'll be using new drivers.
Yeah, they'll be using all the new equipment at Century.
I love.
Oh, my irons get in next week. I think I need to find that.
What'd you get again?
P7 MCs.
MC.
Yeah. I went to the range today, but those irons. I want those to come in really badly. Hopefully they're coming soon.
Yeah, but then you're gonna get them in the winter, and you're not gonna know what like distances you really hit with them.
Yeah. No, I don't.
Yeah, dude, a bouncer this weekend in New York City took my ID. Was like this is not real. I'm sorry, boss. I'm like,
I love when people do that. Honestly, it just makes me like all right.
I was like, I fully graduated from college like last year. Like, why would I be in the city right now? Like,
you go to school.
That's what happened to me. That happened to me I was like graduating last. My parents were with me at a bar last year, and the bouncer says like what county you live in? I said Fairfield County. He's like that's not a real place. I'm like, yes it is. Like how are you just gonna say I'm going to an over 21 bar and you're just gonna say it's like that my county is not real and I rattled off like that. I don't know.
This guy
goes,
I don't know. You got your passport? I'm like,
yeah.
No, I don't. Sorry, I didn't bring my passport out to this bar at like 8 p.m.
I'm not bringing my passport to New York City where it's just gonna get like I'm gonna wake up in the morning and it's gonna be gone from my pocket.
Yeah. Anyways, I feel like we've incriminated ourselves enough over the past.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna have to skim through this last like 2 minutes and figure out like what we're cutting out.
We're fine. We're fine. All right. On that note, QBE shootout this week. Long break, and we'll figure it out. See you then.